Hey guys! Welcome back to the Freshwater Purls podcast. My name is Hope, and I thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me today. If you have already watched the first episode, thank you for returning because I couldn't even watch it because I was so embarrassed, and I still feel so weird talking to myself. But I thank you so much for coming back and being willing to sit with me and chat about knitting and yarn and just all these things that we enjoy. If you are new, feel free to go back and listen to the first episode if you want to, but you are not really missing much. Like I said, my name is Hope. I am from Michigan. I live in Michigan with my family, my 3 kids, and my husband. And yeah, so we live in Lansing, which I don't think I mentioned last time, but it is considered, I guess, the city. It is the capital of Michigan. So, um, yeah, and it is getting cold, which is the only reason why, shaking things, I am wearing my shawl, even though I love this shawl, which I'll talk about in a second. But I was going to film earlier when it was lighter, and I have this great picture window here that lets just a lot of awesome light in. But my kids had their friends over today, and it was pretty insane. So I tried to shove them all in the bedroom, but they kept coming out. So I gave up and chose to film again when my husband got home from work. So here we are. Like I said, I am wearing this shawl. It is the Homestead shawl, which I love. I did it as a test knit. I can take it off in a second. But I do want to tell you who it's by. I don't want to get her name wrong. I did it as a test knit for Nat Wright. I won't say her name right. Red Wolf. Her Instagram and shop name is Wolf and Fawn Knits. And I'll just show you a picture of it on here because, quite frankly, it looks better there than on me right here. Mostly because I threw it on for warmth. But I do love it. It's a great big worsted shawl, which I really wanted to do this year. So, I don't know, you can't even... Woo. So, it's great. It has really great, like, leaf patterning here. Whoa. I can't see anything because I don't know how to do this right, but can you see it? Okay, so I actually knit this out of, what did I knit it out of? It's actually Lion Brand Woolies. You will find, if you continue to watch my podcast, that I have a very limited yarn budget. I love to knit with great full wool yarns. I love indie dyers. I love great yarn. But a lot of times my budget allows for just not quite the yarns that I always want to knit with. But I think it's great. It's warm. I actually do really love woolies. I find it to be quite soft. And it blacked out pretty well. So, and I mean, I've washed it and it's just been kind of sitting on the back of my chair. So I love it. It's perfect for Michigan winters. And so I will put that in the down bar in the show notes. If anybody's interested in knitting the Homestead Shawl by Nat Redwolf, I'm going to call her, go check it out because it is an awesome knit. I was never bored. I loved it. I think you will too. So I'm sorry, I'm looking at my show notes because I don't want to forget anything. I'm going to start by showing you my finished objects this week. I think I'm going to do that from now on. I kind of like the idea. I like it when podcasters do finished objects first and kind of you get to see how the projects that they wrapped up, and then you get to move on to see what they're knitting now. So I will do that, and I might take this off because I might fidget with it otherwise. Okay, now my hair's all staticky. Anyway, okay, so I finished the dreaded husband socks. Yay! So I actually enjoyed knitting on these, but I hate knitting on a deadline. So I'll show you. And I don't have sock blockers. I'm going to have to get some if I continue to podcast, I think, because they really do show off the socks much better than just like this. So here they are. I could put them on my foot. Is that weird? I think it's weird because my feet are so much smaller than his. So yeah, I knit these. I believe I cast on, I want to say it's called the Julie's. I am looking at the wrong, I thought the camera thing was over there. It's over here. I think it's like the Julie's Magic cast on. I think I probably put 12 inches on each needle. And I cast these on 2 at a time. I increased to 76 stitches. And I did, I followed the guidelines in the Fish Lips Kiss Heel because I really do love that pattern. I find that it fits everybody who I'm knitting for. I've never had an issue with it not fitting a person that I'm gifting or myself, so I really love it. Sorry, I see my hair and it's, stop looking at yourself. Anyway, so I knit until I had to do the heel. I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel, and then I normally would do, on my socks, I would normally do what a lot of knitters do by, let's see the end, knitting about till here, and then doing the cuff, like until, so that the leg would match the foot. But his birthday was yesterday, so my husband's birthday was Monday. I still didn't have these done, so I wrapped them while they were attached to the needles because I really wanted him to have his present. And then I quickly finished them last night while we watched TV. So it all worked out, whatever. But I finished these. I knit them 2 at a time, and I finished them in about, I don't know, a week and a half or 2 weeks. My son, my kids are homeschooled, and my son has a, what do you call it? Like, it's like an outdoor classroom day. So I drop him off at this camp for 6 hours, and they go on adventures and stuff. So I knit on these. I had 6 hours to knit, and I only used like 2 of those hours, and I probably got through, I don't know, like by the end of that day I was about to the heel. So without that day I don't think I would have finished them. So I was super happy that they got finished, and I don't have to look at these again. I really usually like Patons Kroy. I don't know what it was about this colorway. I think it's mostly because it's not a colorway I would choose for myself. And I also think that as I don't know, I don't want to say get older, but I do think as I get older, I become more selfish in my knitting. And knitting for somebody else is just, it's enjoyable to knit, but knowing that I won't be able to enjoy the product is really not enjoyable. So I think I'm becoming a really selfish knitter. I don't know. I think I'm going to knit my husband some more socks, maybe for Christmas, but see, I don't know. I don't want to put myself on a deadline. He really, really likes them, so it makes me want to knit for him. So yeah, those husband socks, done. So happy. And they took up primarily most of my knitting time this week, unfortunately. Oh, and I want to be like a real podcaster and tell you about what I'm drinking. I am drinking, it is called Harney and Sons what is it called? Hot Cinnamon Sunset. It's the best tea I've ever had. And see, it's still brewing because it's awesome. It tastes, so if you have this tea, I had it, this is the only tea that I've like actually really loved. I like drinking tea, but this one, oh my goodness. It tastes like you know, like the hot tamale candies, not like the food, but the actual hot tamale candies. It tastes like hot tamales in a cup. So, yes. You totally need to get this. Harney & Sons Hot Cinnamon Sunset. And I have it in my My Little Pony mug. My husband does. Like, I have like a weird, not weird, I just love mugs, all kinds. And I love it when my husband picks me up mugs that remind him of me. So I believe this one was from him. Most of them are. So yes, Hot Cinnamon Sunset by Harney & Sons. You'll love it. Okay, next I'm going to put these on. I started knitting these because it's getting cold and I don't have any mittens. So I knit these up, and the best part, yep, they are flip top mittens. These are a pattern by Lion brand. I think they're just called flip top mittens. And I can put them in the show notes as well. But I love them. And I was going to put like a little, I noticed some people anyway put like a button and, you know, like they bound off with like a thing to connect the button. I decided not to, mostly because I'm lazy, but also because of ease. I don't have to like unbutton something or whatnot. And I did the flip top. I love mittens. I really do. I love all mittens. I did the flip top because of my phone. Isn't that terrible? But I really did. Because when I'm driving and it's freezing, I want to just be able to take my mittens tops off. So, yes, these are done. And, oh, I guess I can tell you what yarn I did at the bottom. I actually do have an extra, not an extra, but a ball band, only because I still have the other one. This is out of shepherd's wool, and it is their worsted spun fine wool. And I knit, I can show you. Oh no, it's mirrored. I don't know how to take that off. Oh, I guess it wouldn't because I put it so I can look at myself. So it's shepherd's wool, and it is by Stonehenge Fiber Mill, which is local to me anyway. It's made in Michigan, so I love it. I actually got this at my local yarn shop, and my local yarn shop is Woven Art in East Lansing. So if you ever go by Lansing, go to Woven Art. They are great. I love them. So I got this there, and this was my first time trying the Stonehenge Fiber Mill, and I really loved it. And like I said, I believe I knit these on size 7s, and I love them. So those were my finished objects. Sorry, it probably looks weird because I'm shoving things in there. Okay, let's move on to works in progress. And also, I was going to think of some sort of like super fun, like clever name. Like, I know some of the podcasts have such cute names for their segments. I love it, but I'm not creative like that. And when I make stuff up, it sounds so stupid. So I'm just not gonna try. So works in progress. I'll start with my pink socks. These didn't get a whole lot of love, but they did. They were like my knit when my husband was home, because I was surprising him with his socks. So I guess they did, because when I showed you last week, I think they were, I don't know, maybe right here. Probably. Can you see my tension? Just changed. But anyway, I got the heels done, and I'm doing the fish lips kiss on this as well. I really like the heel. I don't know if it's just because I know it and it's easy. It's also easy to do 2 at a time, which I like to knit my socks 2 at a time. So those are these. My happy pink socks. I'm knitting these out of, let's see, oh, I forgot to tell you what last time I realized what size. I think these are size 1s, and they're actually on Addie lace. Addie lace, they aren't my favorite to knit socks on. But I had them in my stash, and I think these were like one of my first pair. I think when That was my dog. So sorry. Anyway, when I first started knitting socks, I got these. I don't know, they were at my local yarn shop, and maybe I thought they were cool. I don't know, but I don't mind them. But they aren't my first choice, just because I do feel a little bit of grab on them when I knit. I'm knitting these with my hand-dyed yarn. It doesn't have a name. I feel like I should start naming things. But I feel like I called it birthday cake or something last time. And that's that. The lighting is really bad, but it's just like a happy pink. I don't know. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I feel like everybody should have a hot pink in their stash, right? Okay. Next, I do have my Pure Joy. It didn't get very much love at all, and I need to start putting progress keepers on it so that I actually know. I believe last time I was still on this same wedge, but I thought maybe the lighting would be better. It's not, but maybe I'll be able to get you guys to see a little bit more of the colors in here. It's just, I really like it. It's just like blues, greens, and purples, maybe some magentas in there. I did like I said last time, I did a navy type blue for the eyelets. So it's not very exciting, like it's not very contrasting, but I really like it. I needed a shawl that was a little bit more toned down for like everyday use. So that's my Pure Joy by Hohi Locatelli. Hopefully I said that right too. And that is on my hand-dyed yarn. Again, nameless. Here's the purple. I don't know. I guess it looks like that. It's nothing spectacular. The blue is just a blue. They're very heavily like jewel tones. So that is the Pure Joy. I am also knitting on, oh no, oh no, they're here. Okay, so my goal before the new year is to get my whips out of here. So I have had this, and this is in, I guess I could show you my bags. This is in a bag that I found at a thrift store. It's just like I don't know, like a little makeup bag maybe. I don't know. I like to go to thrift stores and find a bunch of random bags to use for my projects. So here is the sock that I finished like a year ago. So I wonder if can you see? Okay. And it's self-striping. And I actually, on this I think, oh my goodness. Yeah, I think I used an afterthought heel on this sock. So I knit up to there and whatever. So anyway, I found the sock. I was going through my yarn, trying to figure out what I was going to knit next. I found the sock. And I was like, oh my goodness, I have to finish this because it's one sock. This is what happens. This is why I have to knit them two at a time. Because I knit this a year ago and forgot all about it. So, cast on for the next one. And it's weird having one sock on the needles at a time once you're used to two. But here is the second. I think I have to practice like holding this out without fidgeting. I'm knitting these on my Knit Picks nickel plated US size 1s, I believe. Yeah. And I'm knitting it. This is some of my yarn. I don't know why. It sounds so weird that I have so much of my own. I really got bored, and I guess I just dyed a bunch of yarn. So there's that. It is self-striping, maybe. It's just orange, purples, and greens. It's pretty true to color. So there's that. My hope is that I can get this sock done. I have the pink socks going. I really would like to get this sock done like, I don't know, mid-December. This will probably be my take-along until it's finished, along with my pink socks. Because who doesn't want to take 2 projects everywhere? Right? Okay, so that's that. And then I have one more WIP, work in progress. It is my, sorry, I'm reaching so much. I am knitting the, ooh, sorry. Oh, what is this called? It's the Purl Soho Little Fair Isle hat, I think. I think that's what it's called. But I will post in the down bar what it actually is. This is what I have so far. It looks like a bunch of yarn, I think. But the color work is like little trees, which you cannot see yet. But if you follow me on Instagram, I will post updates and of course show you on the next episode. But I really love it. I'm knitting this for my daughter. I don't really know. I have 2 girls, a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. I'm not really sure which one it'll fit. It might fit them both. I'm knitting it. The pattern called for fingering weight yarn, and I'm knitting it with Caron's Simply Soft, which, I don't know, it's like a light worsted, I'd say, but I don't really know what they count it as. So I don't have the ball bands, but there are those. Nothing spectacular. This is kind of what I was saying earlier. I have a lot of, I really love wool yarn, good yarn, you know, indie dyed. I love yarn, I really do. But my yarn budget is small. So I found these in my deep stash, and my daughter loves it. So I kind of felt embarrassed to show, I think it's bad that I feel embarrassed to show this on my podcast, but I was embarrassed by my yarn choice. But then I thought, you know, we're all knitters, and I'm just glad when I watch podcasts that people enjoy their knitting, and I'm enjoying this immensely because my daughters are loving how it's knitting, and I'm excited for them to have the final product. So that's that, and I love it. Okay, so what am I knitting these on? I'm knitting these with Higher Sharps US 4 3.5 millimeters. And I love these for hats. I use them often. So yeah, I'm really enjoying them. So yeah, the little Fair Isle hat, I don't know, it's by Purl Soho, and I will post in the down bar. Rowan, sorry, I don't know what he found, but he found something. Okay, am I saying a lot? I'm sorry. So those are all my works in progress. I do have another one I'll show you next week that I'm hoping to get done by the end of the year, but I haven't picked it up all week, so I figured I'd show you that next week. Rowan, come here, boy. Come here. Sorry. I don't know what he's getting. Okay, so let's move on to dream knitting. I am excited about so many things. I didn't post. On the last episode, I shared a few things that I was dreaming about knitting. And I had some great feedback by one person especially, but by a few people. And I decided that I'm going to knit the Mazzy cardigan. I'll get it up here. Can you see? Isn't it so cute? If you could see the detail on the button band, or not a button band, whatever, the band, it's so cute. So anyway, it is the Mazzy cardigan by, I'm sorry, I'll figure out who it's by, Elizabeth Smith. I heard about it. I never had heard about it at all, and then Rachel from Hey Sister podcast was talking about knitting it herself, and I looked it up after she had mentioned it, and I just loved it. So I think I'm going to start knitting that probably after, I should wait until after my Pure Joy is done, but we'll see if I can resist. Um, and then, so I don't know what yarn I'm going to use for that yet. I might wait. Maybe I'll wait until Christmas to knit it up, because then maybe I'll get some money for Christmas, and then I'll buy something, a sweater quantity of something. So yeah, and then on top of that, for dream knitting, this isn't really dream knitting because I don't necessarily like dream about knitting this, but I'll probably knit up some ornaments for like grandma and some friends. I should knit up some ornaments, and then I probably will post them, enter into the Yarngasm, what is it, ornamentalong. I think I'll do that. So you might see some of those ornaments on the next podcast. I'm not really sure yet. I was going to show you guys. I will show you this. I wasn't sure if I was going to show you, but I will. I found this cute little ornament here. Oh my. Can you see? Aren't they cute? What I thought was that I would knit them, the trees, and then I would give my kids buttons, and they could put on the buttons, and we would give them to grandparents for Christmas. So I think that's what I'm going to do. They are called they're just called Christmas Decoration by Susie Johns on Ravelry. So there's that. I'm really excited about, especially the sweater. But I do get excited to gift things to grandma. Grandmas always love the knitting anyway, so that'll be fun. Okay. I also wanted to, this week and for all coming weeks, I wanted to kind of do a segment about podcasts that I love. So I'll do that after I take a quick drink of tea. Wow. It's so good. Sorry, my voice tends to get scratchy because of a surgery that I had. So eventually I may have to stop talking. Okay, so podcasts that I love. I'm currently loving the Hey Sister podcast, and I've loved it since it came out. I just think they're so fun. The way that they interact with each other is so sweet. And I like lots of podcasters have said this, but I wish I had a sister who could podcast with me. I do have a sister, but she doesn't knit. That kind of sounded bad. So, yeah, so I like the Hey Sister podcast. And I also love the Owl and the Oak Tree podcast by Michelle. And it's such a, I don't know, it's such a soothing, I love the aesthetic. I love it. I love that podcast, The Owl and the Oak Tree. And I will link to these somehow. I'll figure out how to link to them on YouTube. You see the dog? Okay, so the dogs come alive as soon as the kids go to bed. So, of course, they're, like, being crazy. So, those are the dogs. So, anyway, those are the two podcasts that I'm going to mention this week. I figured I would do two a week just because I don't want to leave anybody out, and I also, I don't want to have so many that I end up leaving some out. So I'm going to limit myself to two, and I have a lot more to share. I can already think of a bunch more that I really love. Okay, maybe I'll do three podcasts a week. I'm really loving the Hooks Books. Hooks Books. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. Oh, I should have just done two. Anyway, I love her podcast, and I can't think, oh my goodness, I'm going to be totally rude and look at what it's called, because it is so fun. She's a very fun person. Okay. Is this annoying? Let me just look really fast. She's a newer podcaster, just like me, and Hooks and Books podcast. And it's so fun. And I will post to it. Oh, shoot. I don't see her name. I love your podcast, and I follow her on Instagram. I just love her. So, Hey Sister podcast, The Owl and the Oak Tree, and Hooks and Books. Love those three. And I will share three more next week. So, In my comments section, there was a great, the dog's barking now, she wants to go outside. There was a great suggestion to include a section of the podcast that had to do with dyeing or yarn preparation, stuff like that. So I am going to start that next week because I have a special surprise. I guess it's sort of a surprise. It probably won't be that exciting to you, but I forgot about my surprise until this person mentioned it. So I'm going to have some furry friends on the show next week, and you will be able to see a little bit more about fabric preparation, and maybe a little bit about dyeing. Because I'm not a professional, but I do love it. So I'm kind of exploring different methods and knitting with the yarn consistently, my own yarn. So I enjoy it. Okay. Sorry. Maylee, come here. That's Maylee. Can you see her? She really wants to go outside. Okay. Next and lastly, I am going to, which I didn't talk about last week because I totally forgot, I'm going to have an acquisitions segment. I don't know how often I'll actually have an acquisitions segment to share, but this time I do because I happen to win a giveaway on the Owl and the Oak Tree podcast. Okay, I'm going to let the dog out and be really rude and walk behind this screen really quick. 1 second. Okay. And someday I'll know how to edit things out, and then that won't be there anymore. Okay, so I want to give away from the Owl and the Oak Tree. And it was awesome. This came in the mail, I don't know, a week ago maybe. And I got some Fawn and the Fox. Oh, it's mirrored. This is the Badger base, which is 75% superwash. Oh, superwash blue-faced, why can't I say blue face? So BFL. And then 25% nylon. 100 grams. For some reason, I didn't know it was BFL. Wow. Gotta read these more. So yes, that's the Badger, and it is the Let's Stay Home colorway. I love it. I do not know what I'm going to knit with it yet, but it's lovely. Probably some socks, but maybe a shawl. I should have waited and knit a Pure Joy out of this as well. Maybe I'll do that, though. I don't know. Anyway, got this. Then she sent this super cute pouch, Notions pouch. And you know what? I think she knit it herself. I love it. Inside, which is, and I was going to use one of these on one of my projects, but I didn't. She sent me this super cute Progress Keeper stitch marker. It's a little jack-o'-lantern. Can you see? Oh, I can't stop shaking. There it is. So cute. And she also sent some Tuft, a luxury bath bar, and it's in the pink peppermint scent. It's awesome. The package came, and I was like, wow, this really smells like peppermint. Maybe Laura from the Fawn Knits uses peppermint to soak her yarn in, but it was totally this, and I didn't even know it was there. Ah, so good. Then she also sent along this awesome, okay, it's gonna be crinkly, cupcake Progress Keeper. It's so cute. Can you see it? It is from the Gnome Knitter, and I love it. So that was so exciting to me because I love this stuff, but I wouldn't normally be able to purchase this. So I thought that was so awesome. And I never win giveaways. It was so fun. So I am pretty excited once we start, sorry, I guess I shouldn't have done that. Once we start getting some more subscribers and stuff, I will probably start doing giveaways because I think they're so fun to receive. Which, if you haven't been on Instagram lately, you need to go on there because, what is it? What's the hashtag? Wishing for yarn. Oh my goodness, I'm not remembering anything. I'll post it on here, but by then it might be done by the time this gets uploaded. It's a great thing. All the knitters everywhere are giving away yarn. It's like Santa Claus. Like, what's your wish? I was able to grant one wish today finally. So I was so excited about that, and I'm so excited to send it out because it's the most exciting thing to get yarn that you didn't pay for. It's so exciting to get yarn, period, but yarn that's like a gift is so special. So, yeah, that was so exciting. So thank you so much. And I guess I'd just like to say thank you to you guys for watching again. The podcast is a little bit longer today, hopefully not too long. But I am so thankful that you came to sit with me and to knit and to have some tea. I hope that you have a great week and that you will join me next time. And I will probably see some of you on Instagram. I forgot to say, I forgot this last time too. You can find me on Instagram as Freshwater Purls, Purls. And we actually have a Ravelry group called Freshwater Purls Knitting Podcast. So please come to the group and join us and introduce yourself because I really would love to get to know you guys more. And if you are on Instagram, introduce yourself on there to me as well because I'd love to follow you and follow your knitting journey. So I hope that you have a great week. And for those of you in the U.S., have a great Thanksgiving. And I will see you next time. Bye.